Okay, very good morning children. Children, in the previous class we completed about all the 7 Euclid's axioms. Okay, I had discussed everything in detail and I hope you must have understood. So today let us discuss the different postulates given by Euclid. Euclid's postulate, particularly there are 5 postulates. Okay, today the 5th one is very important from the examination point of view. But that does not mean we will not go through the remaining postulates. So what are the other postulates? Today we will discuss 4 postulates, and in another class I will discuss the 5th one so that the chapter will be completed, and then we will discuss some of the problems. Okay, children, I hope you must have understood the meaning of all the 7 axioms. So please remember those axioms. They are very important from the examination point of view. Now see, what are the postulates supposed by or given by Euclid? You see, what Euclid said, the first Euclid's postulate, Euclid's first postulate says that a straight line may be drawn. You see, what does it mean? See, suppose I am giving example C. Suppose P and Q, look at. Suppose P and Q are any 2 distinct points. Any 2 distinct points. What is the meaning of distinct points? Means different points. If P and Q are any 2 distinct points in the plane, this blackboard itself is a plane, okay. Having 2 dimensions, okay. Now see, these 2 distinct points P and Q. Now if I ask you, how many lines can you draw through these given 2 distinct points? How many lines you can draw? So what will be the answer? See, you see. Can you draw more than 1 line through any 2 distinct given points? The answer is clearly no. We can draw maximum 1. Through any 2 given distinct points, a line can be drawn or 1 line can be drawn. So what is that? The same meaning, you see. This is the meaning of the first postulate. A straight line may be drawn. See, suppose P is 1 point, you see. A straight line may be drawn from any 1 point to the other. Okay, this is another point, this is 1 point. From P to Q, you can draw 1 straight line. Okay, so that means through any 2 given distinct points, we can draw maximum 1 line. But if you wish, you can draw through 1 point, we can draw many lines. See, through this point P, we can draw many lines. Infinitely many. Similarly, through this point Q, we can draw infinitely many lines, but through any 2 given distinct points, we can draw maximum 1 line. So this is what your first postulate. Now let us discuss what is the second Euclid's postulate. The second Euclid postulate says that a terminated line. What Euclid said? Euclid said that a terminated line can be produced indefinitely. So what is the meaning of terminated line, children? Children, if we go back to class 3, where we had read for the first time we had read about the concept of line segment and ray. Okay, and if you have remembered, rightly I can say, you know what is a line segment, what is a line, and what is a ray. Now see, children, in junior classes we have read this thing. See, suppose a B. Now if I ask you what is the name of this figure, you can easily say it is a what? Line segment. If I ask why it is a line segment, what will be the answer? The answer is, sir, because it has 2 fixed endpoints. The endpoints are fixed. This thing we have read in class 3. Okay, I remember. So that means in a line segment it has 2 fixed endpoints. The endpoints are fixed. This endpoint and this endpoint are fixed, which you cannot change. You cannot produce it. You cannot extend this line segment. You cannot produce or you cannot extend the line segment in any direction. Okay, that is why it is called a line segment. So in class 3 we had read that a line segment has 2 fixed endpoints. It cannot be produced in any direction. Okay, but what Euclid said, Euclid said that a terminated line segment, a terminated line. So what is the meaning of terminated line? You see, terminated. If I draw, see, I am drawing another figure. Let us see what is the meaning of a terminated line according to Euclid. Look at, this is a line. Okay. Now see, the meaning of terminated? Terminated means broken, broken, broken. You see. Now see, PQ is a terminated line. What we call it? It is a line segment. So by terminated line, Euclid means it is a line segment. So what Euclid said? Euclid said a terminated line. Terminated line means a line segment. Okay. He said that a line segment can be produced indefinitely. But you see, in junior classes we had read that a line segment cannot be produced indefinitely. Why? It cannot be produced in both directions because the endpoints are fixed. This one you cannot change. But here what he said? He said it is a what? A broken, a terminated line. Not line segment. He said a terminated line which is nothing but your what? Your line segment. It can be produced. You see. It can be produced endlessly. It can be produced endlessly. So this is what your second Euclid's postulate. Then the third one is very simple. It needs no proof. You see, a circle can be drawn. So what does Euclid's third postulate says? Euclid's third postulate says that a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Children, you know what is circle and how to draw a circle. To draw a circle, what do we need? What do we require? We require what? The radius. Without radius, we cannot draw a circle. And any point, you know, any point can be taken as the center in the plane. Taking any point in the plane, we can draw a circle. And to draw a circle, we need or we require what? Radius. So, what he said, Euclid said that a circle, you see, this is a circle. A circle can be drawn with any center, anywhere. Any point can be taken as the center and any radius. Taking any radius, you can draw a circle, 2 cm, 3 cm, 4 cm, whatever. So whatever the radius of a circle may be, if it is given, you can take any point and draw a circle. So a circle can be drawn with what? With any center and any radius. This is obvious and it is true. So this is your Euclid's third postulate. Then what is the fourth postulate you see? The fourth postulate says that all right angles are equal to one another. All right angles are equal to one another. So you know what is right angle? What will I say? Right angle? What is right angle? It is one right angle measures 90 degree. Okay? Right angle. Measure of a right angle is 90 degree. See, this is one right angle. Suppose A, B, C. This angle measures 90 degree. Suppose this is another right angle. Say D, E and F. This also 90 degree. So these two are equal or not? Are they not equal? They are clearly equal. That means the fourth postulate says all right angles, this right angle and this right angle, they are equal to one another. The measure of two right angles is always same and they are 90 degree each. So okay, this is the fourth postulate. But what is the fifth postulate? It's a big one. We will discuss in the next class. Okay. We will discuss the fifth postulate, Euclid's postulate, in another class. I hope all these four postulates what I discussed you understood. Particularly the 7 axioms, they are very, very important. Try to understand, try to remember those axioms and these postulates also. Okay. So after discussing the fifth one, we will go for some problems related to Euclid geometry so that you will have a clear concept on what? Euclid's axiom and postulate. Basically, axioms and postulates are used in solving problems involving Euclid's geometry. Okay. Those definitions which I had said, okay, they are of least importance, but you should know what are the different definitions given by Euclid. Okay, so children, we will discuss the fifth Euclid's postulate in another class, and I hope whatever I discussed today you must have understood. Okay, so thank you. We will meet in another class.